My son said, I don't want your last name anymore. My new dad says you're a loser, and I should take a real man's name. My wife smiled. I said, fine. A week later, the family lawyer called. Ma'am, do you realize what you just let him sign away? It happened last Sunday at brunch. My son, Ethan, 16, stood up in front of 20 people and said, I don't want your last name anymore. My new dad says you're a loser. I want to take his name instead. The room went silent. Forks froze mid-air. His step-cousins laughed. My ex-wife Claire smiled smugly like it was the victory she'd been waiting for. I didn't argue. I didn't plead. I reached into my jacket, slid an envelope across the table, and placed a pen beside it. Fine, I said. Sign here. Ethan hesitated for barely 2 seconds before scrawling his name across the page like he was signing a football. Claire raised her glass in a mock toast. I lifted mine too. To Ethan, may you get everything you just asked for. See, I wasn't blindsided. I'd seen this coming for months. Ethan copying his stepdad's haircut. Claire whispering in his ear that real men built startups and drove Escalades. Her new husband calling me Jerry even after I corrected him 3 times. So 3 years ago, after the divorce, I prepared. I rewrote the family trust, burying a clause deep in the legal framework. If a descendant renounces the family name voluntarily, they forfeit everything tied to it. No second chances. That brunch wasn't a humiliation. It was documentation. Ethan signed in front of witnesses. Some even filmed it. He thought he was making a statement. What he really did was lock a door behind him forever. The fallout started quietly. 3 days later, Ethan logged into his university portal. His Caldwell Legacy Scholarship, worth $42,800, vanished. Balance due, the full amount. He panicked, refreshing the page over and over. Claire brushed it off. It's probably a glitch. I'll call someone. Then the car insurance card I'd kept active for him stopped working. His health plan access was revoked. A seed investment role he'd been promised in a family startup disappeared overnight. One by one, every safety net snapped. That Friday, Claire's phone rang. A number she didn't recognize. She answered on speaker. This is Deborah Caldwell. A calm voice replied, Ma'am, this is Michael, counsel for the Caldwell Trust. I'm calling to confirm your son's voluntary renunciation of the Caldwell name. Clause 14.7 has been executed. He is no longer a beneficiary of the estate. Claire's wine glass hit the counter. You can't be serious. His college fund, his rights, respectfully. The lawyer cut her off. Your son signed away all eligibility. This action is binding. There is no appeal. The line went silent. Then she dropped the phone. Ethan just stared, pale. The next week was chaos for them. Ethan texted me at 2:17 a.m. Dad, can we talk, please? I didn't reply because it wasn't about anger anymore. It was about choice. By Saturday, they showed up at my old house. Iron gates locked, access codes changed, property already reassigned under the trust. Even the neighbor confirmed I'd moved. To them, it looked like I'd vanished. In reality, I'd just removed myself from the circus. The real kicker came at a family gathering. Ethan showed up with Claire, trying to act normal. Halfway through, a courier handed him an envelope. Inside was a neat list. Caldwell Legacy Scholarship, revoked. Healthcare and insurance, revoked. Property succession rights, revoked. Caldwell Holdings voting shares, revoked. Burial rights and family plot, revoked. At the bottom, a handwritten note. Blood matters, but names carry the weight. You gave yours away. The room froze. My father, Ethan's grandfather, the original patriarch, stood up without a word and left. Conversations resumed, but no one spoke to Ethan. He wasn't family anymore. He was just a guest. That night, his stepfather finally broke his silence at dinner. Ethan whispered, I guess the Caldwells really cut me off. His stepdad just shrugged, sipping his wine. Looks like it. And in that single moment, Ethan realized he hadn't joined a new family. He'd lost the only one that ever counted. Sometimes the harshest punishment isn't what you take from someone. It's letting them take it from themselves. And Ethan signed away his entire future for a last name he thought was just letters on paper.